Hey YouTube, it is Kari, and that means it's Monday. I'm your Monday girl on TransLove. So welcome back to our 4th week of videos. This is our month birthday, I guess. So I just first off want to thank all of the girls who are participating in the channel. I'm getting a lot from it. I know that they're getting a lot from it. And we hope that you guys are getting a lot from it. So if you have any questions or comments, or you're interested in being a part of the channel, message us down here. You can also inbox me. And we would love to, to grow and just see where this crazy train goes, When we started with 5 girls doing just Monday through Friday. But if somebody wants to be a Saturday or a Sunday girl, by all means, please let me know. And we would just ask that you send us just why you want to do it and what your situation is. I also got asked the other day if we would think about having a non-cisgendered woman partner who is partnered with a trans guy. So either like another trans guy or a gay guy or an MTF. Yeah, absolutely. I say sure. Why not? The whole point of this channel is for us to learn and get our feelings out there, and in the process let people know that they're not alone, because this is a very tough journey. Regardless of how strong of a person you are or what your core is, it's still really tough to watch the person who you are madly in love with turn into someone else intentionally, and to see those changes like a drawn out magic trick almost. Our guys are who they are in their core, and I don't think that will ever change, as far as their person, their soul, their being. But their shell absolutely changes. Hair grows in places that, weren't there before, and communication changes. So you pretty much have to learn the person again, and court each other again, and learn to communicate again. Because, in my communication with Quinn, I can say nothing in a 1,000 words, and Quinn really literally says nothing, in a conversation I want dialogue, and sometimes it's a monologue, so I have to remind him that I need that mental connection, and I need those words, and I need to hear things that I already know, but I need to hear them. So that kind of brings me to this week's topic, which is the biggest struggle that I've encountered or overcome since being in a relationship with a trans man. And I think mine is kind of a two-parter because it's tied. So I guess I'll just start with the first one, which was what I was alluding to earlier, of, just really watching the person who you love so much, who, inside, outside, just their entire being, change. That's really, it's a really big struggle, I think. I think for me, it's been more of an evolution than a struggle. Things that I never would have thought attractive on a person before are attractive on Quinn. And I'm not sure if that's because it's Quinn and I'm just so incredibly attracted to him, like chemistry-wise. Like, his pheromones, there's just nothing sexier to me. So it goes like I've said before, it goes way beyond the gender. It's just the being that he is. But I know that that's definitely hard, and the communication has been something that's been really tough. And I say that Quinn and I had great communication before, and we've always had an honesty policy in our relationship, and continue to have honesty, the honesty policy, as well as great communication. But before, where it was effortless and it was just, him and I, and conversations, and things would just organically evolve into whatever we needed them to evolve into. Sometimes now it's not so organic. Like, it has to be like, okay, we have to have a conversation about this, or we have to have a conversation about that, or I need to know what you're feeling because I'm all over the place and you're silent. And, boys are silent and girls are generally not. And I am not a silent girl. So, for me, that's been tough. And I think that I've overcome that part of it, just where now I know what to ask for. And, he's only been transitioning less than a year. His anniversary is not until August. That's right. August. I remember. And so I know that as the changes happen, there'll be more conversations and more things that we have to figure out, and bridges to cross, and shit to go over and get through. But I know that we love each other enough to do it. So, no questions there. The weekend after next, we're actually going to go stay with a really dear friend of mine who I've known for, 100 years, who is a trans guy, and his wife is a lesbian. And I knew him pre-transition and obviously post. But I think that'll be kind of really cathartic for my soul. I haven't seen this person in quite some time, and he's just amazing, and his wife is great, and so I think we'll have a really good time. Quinn and him can do some, bro bonding, and we're gonna go out of town, so it'll kind of be like a little mini vacay. This is my 14th straight day at work. And by the time Friday comes, I will have 19 straight days in, because of our financial situation, and Quinn not being able to work right now because of, the surgery, and I really wanted him to fully recover. He does labor-intensive work. I just picked up some shifts at my old job, and my company is in financial distress, so there's been a freeze on payroll. So anyway, I digress. I will move on to my next topic, which is why I brought the tissues. I really hope that I don't need them, but you might see an ugly cry, so I really hope not. This is really bad lighting. I'm hoping that I could brighten it up a little bit, so if you get the ugly cry, then you might get the dark version of this video, because nobody wants to see the ugly cry. And I think I could pull this off without it. But anyway, I'm recording on my phone again because I'm doing an overnight shift. So, and the lighting in this 100-year-old house is awful. So anyway, so basically the biggest hurdle or struggle, I guess, because it's definitely a struggle, is babies. Definitely a struggle. Quinn and I were in the process of trying to conceive when Quinn came out as trans. And I have 2 genetic blood clotting disorders that both of them would pretty much give me a 90% chance of not making it out of the pregnancy, or in the third trimester, after, when most people can breathe that sigh of relief, in the third trimester, I would pass a blood clot to the baby, and the baby would pass away. And I couldn't go through all that and willingly knowing that I killed my baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just couldn't. In my head, that's where I would take it. And I know that that's not, what it would be. But, I mean, going into that thinking, well, this is a 10% success rate and you might get really far along. It's just not something that we were willing to risk. It was something I think that I was willing to risk because I want to be a mom real bad. But as a couple, Quinn and I weren't willing to risk it. A, because I couldn't handle if anything happened to the baby. I just know I couldn't. And B, Quinn doesn't want to be a single parent. So, and then if anything happened to me, him having to raise our baby without me would be tough for him. So, before the transition, we were actually trying to get Quinn pregnant, and I think that was kind of the final straw for him. That really made the light, not turn off anymore, the light bulb, because, it's such a female thing to do, and not relating to being that, I think is really what just made him know that transitioning was the right path for him. And so we had tried several times, and we had taken off for the holidays, and then we were scheduled to go back, and this is when all of this came to light. And I told Quinn that it was most important for him to go and meet with a gender therapist and figure out, if it was just questioning or if it was what it was, because that's a really, really big, thing to, to do, and to not know where you stand. So, we agreed that we would put it on hold for a month, and he would make an appointment with his therapist, and he did. And Quinn loves me enough and said that he would go through with the process and put everything back in Pandora's box until after the baby came. And as much as that's really what I wanted, I would never want him to resent me or our child, and that wasn't fair to him, because that's not his path, and it can't be it's not my path either, so I can't be angry about it. And there's adoption, but financially, I don't know if we can do that at some point. Laws are very tough and weird and strange, and so I don't know what that's going to look like for us. But yeah, I would say that that's my biggest struggle, is the fact that we are not going to get pregnant as a couple, and have a baby that way. So, yeah. Struggle. I definitely have not overcome that, and I don't know, honestly, if I'll ever overcome it. I think it's always something that's just going to bring me an immense sadness, but I have said many times that if it is a choice between having a baby or having a healthy, loving, amazing husband, I would definitely choose the husband and have. So, I want everybody to understand that I am okay with the journey that we are taking, and am willingly taking it, but it is just something that is tough for me. And I think it'll always be tough, you know. Adoption is really close to my house, to my home, to my heart. My sister adopted her boys. She adopted twins, and they'll be 16 this year, and they are amazing, amazing children. You know, and if we get the opportunity to do so, then we will. And if not, then we'll take more vacations. But you know, I always said that I wanted to have babies by the time I was 35, and I'm 36. So, who knows? Maybe babies just aren't in my card. I don't know. Or our card, or whoever's card. But that's it. That's my two biggest struggles. One, that I feel like I'm over the hump and kind of in, you know, territory that I'm okay with, where I can raise the white flag, so to speak, and communicate my needs. And the other, I'm just treading water. So there it is, and there you have it. I don't think that was the ugly cry. I'm probably going to stop this video and then have the ugly cry. But if anybody has any questions or comments, please ask. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions anybody has, even if they're tough, or silly, or strange, or inappropriate. Some days I think inappropriate questions are my favorite. I don't think that there's been an inappropriate question that I have not answered. I have answered a few of them with hell no, but I have not answered them. So thank you all for coming back and watching us again, and please subscribe and leave comments. Show us some love. That let us know that we're actually making a difference, because we know that we're making a difference for ourselves, but we want to be making a difference for people that are watching. You know, if you're in the same boat, if you and your partner were trying to conceive, and then all of a sudden shit got real fast and changed real quick, and you don't know how to deal with it, let me know. Let me know I'm not alone. Alright? It's been almost 18 minutes now, so I'll put you guys to sleep. It's like, I don't know, almost 1 o'clock in the morning, so I'm not going to upload this until the morning, and I'll watch it to make sure that I don't look like a jackass. Anyway, thanks so much, YouTube, and we'll see you next week.